just going to give you a few more examples so that provides, basically I want to provide some sense about how important are these gut feelings, these heuristics, these beliefs for decision making. So we have a bit of a natural experiment. A guy named Phineas Gage, this is in the 19th century, was working on the railway. He basically blew up rocks, and the way he did that was you drilled a hole, you put in some gunpowder into the hole, and then you tamped down the gunpowder with this rod that he's holding, and then you blew up the rock. Okay? So he was doing this, and then what happened was the rock blew up while he was tamping it down and went through his skull and went in this direction here. It was a miracle that he survived, but the rod basically went down in this direction up here. Okay? So it damaged his brain, and basically it turned out that he wasn't able to function very well in daily life. Okay? He wasn't able to make decisions. He made irrational decisions, et cetera, et cetera. And people really didn't know why, but this was a famous case. Subsequent psychologist Antonio Damasio has studied this, and in the more modern era, what we have is people with brain lesions, which are in the same place of the brain that was damaged in the case of Phineas Gage. And what he found after doing a series of tests is it wasn't that the case that these people weren't logical, that they weren't rational, right? But what they really lacked was emotion. Right? And these people exhibited the same thing where they couldn't make decisions. They had a really hard time making decisions. And I think this example illustrates, so he had a patient who had these brain lesions and suffered from these problems. And basically after the meeting, he said, okay, when do you want your next appointment? We have 2 appointments. Here's 2 dates. Which one would you like? And this is what happened. So for the better part of a half an hour, the patient enumerated reasons for and against each of the 2 dates. Previous engagements, proximity to other engagements, meteorological conditions, virtually anything that one could think of concerning a date. He was now walking through a tiresome cost-benefit analysis and endlessly outlining and fruitless comparison of options and possible consequences. Okay? It's a bit ironic because the cost-benefit analysis is same terminology that you use for economic models. And the idea here is to actually do those calculations if you don't have these gut feelings is actually quite difficult. Right? And this is telling you the processing. He had to think of all different contingencies. What's the probability that this will occur or that will occur? And he was really just kind of frozen, wasn't able to make the decision.